Let's find some day trades, swing trades, and option trades. Hello, traders. It is Wednesday morning, July 15th. We are about 3 hours into trading. Let's see what the market's doing right now. We've had a nice little rally on the open, gap higher, and you can see how we tested the high from the prior day, and we were getting very, very close to that 323.40 level that we set back on June 8th. And this is the second time that the market has been turned back from it. You can see that high right there on June 8th. That level was 323.41. Yesterday we got about, or excuse me, 2 days ago we got about 60 cents away from it. Today we were about the same. Both times the market has been repelled from that resistance level, which is solidifying it. Now, I've been telling you in my market comments, take profits on your long positions. Use this opportunity. Right now, we've got nice movement, nice upward movement in the market. I see trouble coming ahead in August. I want to go to the sidelines. I want to be in cash. I don't want to be managing losing positions when the market does roll over. I want to be in cash and I want to be evaluating the market and looking for those opportunities. So we will have some bullish price action yet into the next 2 weeks of trading. Apple announces on July 30th. That's 2 weeks away. I think that after Apple announces, the air gets let out of the balloon. The earnings in the back half of earnings season are going to be fairly light. They're going to be problematic. We've got a lot of energy stocks. We have a lot of retailers posting then. Those are two sectors that are really going to struggle with the coronavirus accelerating. So get to the sidelines. I'm not saying that you've got to puke everything out today, but you should be scaling back. Hopefully, you've got some options that are going to be expiring this Friday, some bullish put spreads. Great. If you've got some out of the money bullish put spreads that have done well, that are trading for pennies, look to try and reel them back in whenever you can. We're trying to get to a cash position right now. I see this as a very low probability trading environment. So we had some good news overnight. That's why the market popped. There are a number of coronavirus vaccines that look very, very promising. Moderna had some excellent results. There's a stock that I've been watching, and this is one that you may want to take an overnight position in. It's a little bit speculative, but it's AZN, and that has been coming up on our searches. If I go into Pop Bull, you can see AZN right at the top of the list. I'm going to hover over the earnings date, 7:30, so we've got some time. But look at this run right here. Now, they are benefiting from an investment that they have in Moderna, but I've also read that AstraZeneca is producing 3 billion doses of a vaccine that has not even gone through clinical trials yet. It will be ready for distribution at the end of September, beginning of October. Can you imagine the risk that this CEO is taking, producing 3 billion doses and already distributing it before they have the clinical trial results? Now, I'm hearing rumors that there might be news that's released on the clinical trials as early as tomorrow, Thursday. So AstraZeneca looks really, really good. That's a stock I'm going to feature today. And you can see how it's been continually grinding higher. Great relative strength, huge volume. I like AZN. That's going to be your pick of the day. I've got a couple of others that I like as well. BE looks interesting to me. This is a fuel cell company. You can see that nice steady grind higher. By the way, out of the right-hand corner, I'm going to have the S&P 500, the SPY. But the takeaway there is look at this compressed range right in here. You can see that we've traded basically between 312 and 322 on the SPY, and we've had nice ranges in between. We've got this stiff resistance right here. Yes, we'll probably challenge it. We might even break through once you get into earnings from Google and Amazon. I think those earnings are going to be excellent. Facebook, there'll probably be a little bit of a lift, but I do feel that the price action here is getting very heavy, and all we need to do is to take a look at what's happened so far today with the market. You've got it testing the high, whoop, right back down. We go back to Monday, everything looked gangbuster for Monday. Go, 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 gap higher, pushing to that resistance level. Oh, there we go. We challenge it a second time, and then the bottom falls out. We fill in the gap right in there, and we trade considerably lower than the close the prior day. No problem. Yesterday when the market flatlined, I figured that if we could just tread water for a while in here, that the lows were probably in for the day. And then we had a nice little closing rally, got a little overexcited, a little overheated on the vaccine news, market rallied up, and now we've got a pullback. Right now, here's what I'd be looking at. I would be looking for opportunities to get long. But why? Why, Pete? We've got this gap right here that's been closed. That is support right now. And we have a bullish cross on the 10P indicator. This is when we would be looking for stocks with relative strength. I'll show you some that we've been trading in the chat room today. LRN. This has been a really nice stock, really big mover. AZN I showed you. Let's take a look and see if we can find some other stocks. Know that we've got about another week to 2 weeks of really nice price action in the market. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see the SPY get through 324. But as we get into the second half of August, the back half of August, we have politicians going on recess. They'll probably get another stimulus plan done before they leave on recess. But the coronavirus is continuing to spread. It's going to really hamper this economic recovery. We've got big cities that are considering going back to a complete shutdown like Houston. We've got cities in California considering the same. 40% of the U.S. GDP is in states that are still in phase 3. This recovery is taking a lot longer. I read a report this morning that was produced by The Hill. They're estimating that 23 million people will run the risk of being evicted in October. That's a lot of people. That tells you how dire the situation is from a credit standpoint, from a savings standpoint. That's going to impact consumer spending. So there's going to continue to require helicopter drops. Even if the virus vaccines are successful, getting them to market by December, gosh, that's going to be a very tall order unless Astrazeneca pulls a rabbit out of its hat. It's got the 3 billion doses ready to go. The U.S. is supposed to get 600 million of those doses. What a gamble. Boy, I can't wait to see how that news plays out. Anyway, AZN, definitely a stock that you want to be watching. So, other stocks that I like, I think I showed you COST yesterday actually. COST, you can see how it's continuing to push higher, trying to get through horizontal resistance. That stock looks good. That was a decent overnight swing, nothing great. RUN is the other stock that I showed you yesterday. Oh yeah, very, very nice. Those are my two longs from yesterday. You can see that's about when the video came out. That stock has gone from $31 to about $35. $4 gain, 10% overnight. Not too shabby. How does this work? Option Stalker finds the searches. That's it. We know what we're looking for. Relative strength, heavy volume, breakouts. Those are all criteria that we're looking for. Buy signals from our proprietary system. And then we wait for these 10P crosses. This is our governor for day trading. So tonight I'm going to be releasing a swing trading video. I do that every Wednesday night. I'm going to be looking for 4 bullish put spreads, but it's going to be pretty difficult for me to really do much in the way of initiating trades right now because of my market bias. And we've got to have at least 2 weeks for those bullish put spreads to run their course, because we got to get a decent credit and we have to distance ourselves from the action. I don't like what I see in the market right now. We've had 2 rallies up to that resistance level, and both times we've backed off very, very easily. So if we do any kind of bullish put spreads, we'll probably be looking at post-earnings plays in the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to keep it very, very light. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do not want to be managing losing positions. I want to be in cash. I want to be waiting for that opportunity to present itself. And then I'm going to be looking for opportunities instead of worrying about positions that I already have on. So I'd encourage you, please make sure that you're reducing your risk and try to get to a cash position. There are times when cash is king. You don't always have to have a position on, and I think that's a mistake that most traders make. So don't be afraid to be in cash. Flexibility is great. low probability environment, chopping around. So, enough said about that. I've been preaching that for the last few days. So, AZN continuing to grind higher, got a long tail above body. That's a stock that you want to keep an eye on. I also think that BE works well. RH is another stock that I like, but it's not doing much, but it is trying to break through horizontal resistance. And it's getting through this compression right here. So I like this pattern. It's early in the breakout, so I think it's got plenty of room to run. And it doesn't announce earnings until September 8th. So we don't need to worry about earnings either. So those are some of the stocks that I like. We'll go in, take a quick look at heavy buying. You can see RH at the top of the list. As I go through, you're going to notice travel and entertainment stocks. RCL, EXPE, MAR, Win, Penn. Those are gaming stocks. So those groups are seeing a lot of buying right now because the vaccine will get people back into their normal spending habits, their normal lifestyles. I think that's way ahead of the gun right now. I don't see that vaccine is going to be available for quite a while, and these stocks still have really, really nasty quarter to get through in Q2 and Q3. Maybe by Q4, we're back on track, but that would be overly optimistic to think that. So I do not like buying these stocks here. I know that in many cases, these are short covering rallies. Here's a fantastic search that Option Stalker members are using. Buy into earnings. I've been showing you this. I can click through this list. These stocks have a tendency to rally 75% of the time once they're within that 2-week window from the earnings announcement date. And I know this because I've tracked it for the last 3 years or the last 12 quarters. If I went through this list, you should see how many stocks were absolute dead wood. And now that they're inside that 2-week window, even with the market being relatively flat, boom, boom, boom. Abbott's one that I showed you. Oh gosh, I showed you this last week. I showed you this downward sloping trend line that was breached to the upside. Look at that grind higher. I'm going to go through and take a look at a few AMRN. These are all stocks that rally into earnings. All you've got to do, let me just do this. Look at the green in this list. There are a couple stocks that are pulling back, but look at the green in that list. I would say probably 85% of the stocks in this list are trading higher. They're getting that bullish momentum. If you catch them early, like General Motors, I'll just click on that. General Motors was doing absolutely nothing, but it was on the list. And once it got through that 100-day moving average right there 2 days ago, it took off. I mean, I could go through stock after stock after stock. AXP was the same thing. Poked through there. There it goes. J&J, I showed you this one last week. J&J is getting ready to announce. The stock was down here, and we're looking to sell an out-of-the-money bullish put spread using the 140 strike price expiring Friday. Oh, yeah, sweet. Well, look at it right here. There's absolutely no sign that this stock is going to do anything. But those of you who know that it has a tendency to rally into earnings could buy it here, lean on that 100-day moving average support level, knowing that the 200-day is just below it. Boom, boom, boom. This is the type of statistical edge that you need to have in your trading. So please focus on buy into earnings search list. Look for these opportunities where you can scoop a very quiet stock that's waiting for that earnings announcement, because there's going to be support at that major moving average or that horizontal support. And on the upside, you've got that type of surprise and very, very limited downside. So that's about all that I've got for you today. We've got to be pretty careful right now with the market. You can see, second time we've tried to break out through that resistance. Second time we've had a nice sell-off. We're below the low of the day. You can see how the gap has been filled. Right now you've got the 10P indicator indicating that there would be a bounce here, but I'm not seeing anything too dramatic. This is not a great bounce when you have a green candle like that that's completely engulfed by a red candle followed by some selling. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us continue to go lower. Low probability trading environment, not a lot of real sustained price movement in any one direction. So make sure that you're trimming your size, make sure that you're trimming your trade count. That's what I'm doing. I'm also trimming my overnight risk exposure. Thanks so much for watching. By the way, I should also mention that you can get my pre-open market analysis on Twitter. If you looked at that early today, you can see my comment today: take profits into market strength and go to cash. Trouble ahead. And I was mentioning to traders in my comments, I also post them in my chat room, said, listen, we've got to see if this opening gap higher is going to hold. We've had a tendency to reverse when we've challenged new relative highs. That's exactly what has happened today, looking for shorting opportunities. So I also post stock trades on my Twitter feed early in the day because it's something I can get out the door very, very quickly. So make sure that you check out that link that I will provide in my description. Then you can follow my Twitter comments as well. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.